my name is Alex, I'm a patchwork nerd, and it's Christmas time! I was tagged by Jessie from Living with Fiction to do the Authortube Christmas Tag. I will link you down below to her original video, and I am so excited because in case it doesn't show, I absolutely love Christmas. This is the one time in the year where I take off my bat wings and fully embrace my inner elf. So let's get started. Question number 1. What would your main character's favorite Christmas song be? I'm going to go with my manuscript called Veil, that's its nickname, or Spooky Crystal Ball Story. The main character in that story, his name is Roger, and he would probably like a more somber Christmas song, something very slow burning. So I would say Silent Night would probably be his favorite because it's just very slow, kind of mysterious. He's not a really upbeat, bubbly kind of guy. He's very reserved and quiet into himself, so I feel like he would enjoy a slow song more. Question number 2. Pick one of your main characters and decide what would be on their Christmas wish list. I'm going to go with one of my other main characters. Her name is May. She's a fortune teller, and I really feel like, you know, even though she's into very paranormal things, she would really get into the spirit of Christmas because she's very bubbly, very outgoing, and just a sweetheart. So I feel like she would really go to town on her Christmas list, and I feel like she would ask for very odd things, like you'd be kind of concerned about her, but she'd ask for them so enthusiastically that you would want to still get her these things. She would ask for playing cards because she uses those to see the future, as well as fish hooks, and I can't really say what she uses those for without giving away some spoilers about the story, but she collects fish hooks and they mean a lot to her, both personally and for doing divination related things. So that's what she would ask for. She would ask for playing cards and fish hooks. Question number 3. Which one of your main characters would still as an adult believe in Santa Claus? Again, I have to go with May. She is a believer in very fantastical things because she's a fortune teller, and I feel like despite the fact that there might be a lot of logic pointing to that Santa wouldn't be real, she would still happily put out a plate of milk and cookies and embrace that tradition. Question number 4. Would your main character drink eggnog? And if not, what would be their go-to Christmas drink? I feel like Roger would very begrudgingly take a cup of eggnog just to be polite. He's very agreeable, and he's the kind of person where if a bunch of old ladies at a party are throwing a bunch of food at him, he'd take it all even though he's not that hungry, just to be polite. So he would take it, he would sip it, but I don't think he'd really be into it. His Christmas to-go drink would probably be like a nice cup of tea, something very bitter and earthy tasting, like an Earl Grey tea. Nothing too sweet. May, on the other hand, would be drinking hot chocolate with 10,000 marshmallows and whipped cream and sprinkles and everything you can think of, but Roger would be a much more relaxed drink. So cup of Earl Grey if it's morning time, and maybe a nice chamomile tea if it's the evening. Question number 5. Out of all of your characters, who would be the best gift giver? And that is a tie between 2 characters. May, just because she's so enthusiastic about Christmas and she's such a giving person, I could see her just wanting to buy gifts for everyone. She would be just going crazy with buying gifts and putting ribbons on everything. But there's another character, May's really good friend Gloria. I feel like she would be extremely generous. She's the kind of person where if you have no place to stay, she'd be like, come live in my house for as long as you like, and she'd buy way too much. She is a wealthy person, so I feel like she would just overindulge way too much on buying 10,000 Christmas presents for all of her friends, and she would do it just because she loves them so much. Question number 6. Your main character got a gift that they didn't like. What would they do? Roger would just keep it. He wouldn't try to return it. He wouldn't try to give it away. He would just keep it because it wouldn't bother him if he got something he doesn't like. He just wouldn't use it, but he would take good care of it. Question number 7. Does your main character sleep in on Christmas Day, or do they wake up early in excitement? Roger would try to sleep in. I feel like he'd be kind of indifferent about getting presents. He's not a very material person, so he would be like, hey, this is my day off, I'm gonna sleep in. But he wouldn't be able to sleep in because May would drag his butt out of bed and be like, oh my god, it's Christmas, we gotta get up, we gotta open all the presents, we gotta do all the things. Question 8, what would be your main character's favorite part about the holidays? I feel like Roger would just love how peaceful and serene this time of year is, and also how happy everyone is. He's very much the kind of person that is just the fly on the wall in the room, and I feel like he would just sit back and take in the positive energy of everyone around him. I love this question. Question number 9, your main character and their love interest step under the mistletoe. What happens? It's gonna be hilarious because Roger under the mistletoe with his love interest, he will get nervous, he will get sweaty palms, he will be panicking, and honestly, his love interest, without spoiling who it is, all she's gonna do is boop him in the nose and flutter off. Now I really want to write a scene where my main character is under the mistletoe with his love interest. This might actually happen now. Question 10, which of your characters would you find baking Christmas treats? Honestly, most of my characters would be baking Christmas treats. Roger would be forced into baking Christmas treats by May, and he would just be like, okay, fine, I'll do it, and, you know, take some grunt work kind of job. May would be bouncing around the kitchen covered in powdered sugar and flour, even though she hasn't touched it, and there'll be mixing spoons flying all over the place, and she will just be all over. The two people that are actually baking anything and making anything happen is Gloria and her maid, Ruth. They will be the ones that are actually making the cookies happen because they're both more capable in the kitchen. Last question. Question number 11 is actually for me. It's for the author, and it is asking, what are my favorite books to read during the holiday season? Honestly, there's no books in particular that I feel compelled to read this time of year. Just anything that is warm and happy and bubbly, or a fat book. A lot of times I have vacation time this time of year, so I like indulging in a nice fat book that I can really sink my teeth into. That's always really fun. Thank you guys so much for watching this video today. This was a really fun challenge to do, and I'm going to tag people down below. So if you see your name down there, I'll also tag you on Twitter if we're friends on Twitter. And I hope that you guys have fun doing this challenge, and anybody else who wants to do this, please, 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 even though I don't tag you, go ahead and do this. It is so much fun. I want to thank Jessie again for tagging me in this video. Again, her link to her stuff is all down below. She runs some really cool videos and does really fun things on her social media. So please, 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 please check her out. Thanks so much, you guys. Click all the happy little buttons down below, and I will see you next time. Toodles!